1970, 3 children were born during a total eclipse of the sun. Now, 10 years later, they share a terrible compulsion to kill, and no one can stop them. If they decide they don't like you, watch out. The children will stop at nothing to get a deadly murder weapon. And anyone can be their victim. No one is safe. Not even their families can escape. Bloody Birthday. Children shouldn't play with sharp objects. They hate their babysitter and her little brother. And the teachers at school are so mean. No matter where you run, they'll find you. There's no escape. Bloody Birthday, a terrifying journey into the bazaar. Will you get out alive?
Welcome to the Blind Rage Podcast. This is Brandon Ford.
And this is Tony the Tiger, the Thunder from Down Under.
Who has had much too much caffeine today. He's
it's a
bouncing off
day for me.
He's bouncing off the walls down there. But it also could be that he's very excited for this week's commentary.
Yes.
Because we are doing Bloody Birthday. And when I think of quintessential slasher movies from this era, I lump it in this group with Prom Night and Halloween 2 and Happy Birthday to Me.
Yes, can't forget the other one.
Which one is that?
Happy Birthday to Me.
Yes, Happy Birthday to Me. Which I don't really care for. But that movie's an hour and 50 minutes.
It's quite a long one. And it doesn't even have the shish kebab scene.
No. I think didn't I tell you that story?
Yeah,
or did you
I
see
heard it as well. Yes.
Yes, it's on the Going to Pieces documentary. It is that, well, regardless of it being in the movie, it's still a good poster.
Yes.
And it might have made the movie better because I thought it was a bit of a slog. But yeah, so I do consider this a slasher movie, even though there is someone who claims to be something of a film historian. There's an interview with him on the Blu-ray from the Arrow, and he does a fair bit of speaking positively about the movie, but he says it's erroneously called a slasher often, and
what would he rather call it?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember because this interview really wasn't that interesting, but he just said a lot of blah blah blah. Yeah. But I would say it's a well, it's under the horror umbrella, obviously, and the horror has a lot of subgenres. So I think it is a slasher with a twist of Killer Kid.
Yeah, the
subgenre.
Children of the Damned style element to it.
That was science fiction.
Well, I don't mean the actual movie, but the element of children being the killers, being the bad ones, which is a natural everyday thing that happens here quite often.
Oh, you have homicidal children down under?
We've got cunts more than homicidal children. But
Oh my god. Yeah, we got a few of those here.
Sorry?
We have a few of those here, yeah.
The only one, I actually don't remember any local, but I always remember the one, there was a very famous one in Britain of these two young...
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's why the movie Mikey is banned to this day.
Yeah. But apparently one of them or both of them were sent to Australia to live out the rest of their lives after supposed rehabilitation. Hopefully not. I mean,
there's no rehabilitation after doing something like that.
Some people are just a bad seed.
Just ask Rhoda Penmark.
Exactly.
But now you made me lose my train of thought. What was I going to say?
We were talking about that dumb interview.
And the interview.
The guy didn't consider it a slasher film.
Yes, and I was going someplace with it. Now you just completely derailed me.
Yeah,
as you so often do.
That terrible Jennifer Aniston movie.
Yeah, no, I didn't see it, but because it looked awful.
Yeah, it did.
But yeah, so before we get into the movie, I know that there was something that I wanted to say, and now it's going to bother me. But before we get into the movie, what have you been watching recently?
Wait. Did you want to do your plugs first?
Oh, I should do that. Yes.
Yeah, because then I might forget to remember you.
I should do that. Okay, so I would like to encourage everyone to please check out my books in hardcover, Kindle, and paperback editions by going to Amazon.com, typing in Brandon Ford. There you'll also find my author page, which you can subscribe to in order to receive email notifications whenever I have a new release. I also have several titles in audiobook format available on Audible, which you can easily find just by typing in Brandon Ford. If you don't already, please follow me on Instagram at writer Brandon Ford. I'm on both Twitter and Letterboxd at Brandon Ford. Tony is also on Letterboxd at Tony_the_bear. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, critiques, suggestions, recommendations, please feel free to email me directly at blindragepod81@gmail.com. Also, please don't forget to stop by the official Blind Rage Podcast Facebook page to like and subscribe. Last and most importantly, please don't forget to like and rate, review, and subscribe to the Blind Rage Podcast on your preferred podcasting platform. I was going to give James's new Instagram a plug, but he's got to be here to do that.
Yep.
No, I'll just say it. Follow James on Instagram at j.everettphotography because he's trying to get his photography out. And if Tony ever gets a fucking Instagram again, because apparently he has to beat all the gay hustlers off with a stick because they're after that Croatian dick. Yeah,
it's like
they saw that picture of you
for Grindr yet.
Yeah, they saw that picture of you with your visible nipples.
Yeah, that's true. My triples actually is what they look like.
Uh-oh. Why? Because you have a big patch of hair in the center of your chest?
No, because I've got the barbell piercing.
Okay.
So it looks like 3 little nipples altogether. Anyway.
Okay. I thought it was like 2 and then 1 giant one.
No.
What? Yeah.
No, like that woman in Total Recall. Is that what you think I was saying?
Or maybe Chandler's nubbin.
Oh, yes, that's right. Nothing like that.
Mm.
There's 2 tits, but a triple nipple on each.
Mm-hmm.
Should I tell you about what movies I've been watching lately?
Yes, please.
Okay, so one that I watched, and I've watched it a couple of times, and I enjoy every time. It's a movie called Identity with Rebecca De Mornay that I quite like. Have you ever seen that one?
No, but
Okay.
I'm quite fond of Rebecca De Mornay.
It's a little bit of, it's like a Agatha Christie style, 10 Little Indians is what her book was.
No, we don't say that anymore.
Well, her original book was far more.
I know what it was
disrespectfully
originally
titled.
called. I know that.
And the location in it. And the other movie I watched was Escape Room 2, Tournaments of Champions or something like that. But yeah,
There's a 2?
There's a part 2, yes.
When did that come out?
I think it came out in maybe 2019. Oh, no. Well, not too long ago, let's say.
Straight to video?
I don't know. I don't remember it being at the cinema. I was surprised when I saw it.
Oh, wait, you said Escape Room. I'm thinking of
Yes.
Panic Room.
No, the one with no. Which it sort of reminds me of Saw, but with less body torture and just. I actually find it more for kids. It was okay. The one thing that I complained about whenever I watch that one and the previous one is how quickly they understand the clues, whereas I would be lost of like, what the hell does this mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I was, there used to be they were kind of, some of them were, like really short novellas, and some of them were kind of like, audio dramas that Audible used to put out. And I remember there was this one, and it was kind of like a Saw for kids, and it was about this little girl who was locked in a room with like 6 doors, and she had all these clues to get out. She was a little too smart, I think.
Yeah.
Because she was able to figure everything out, and I would have been like, I'm gonna die here.
Although they say the original Saw for kids is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Okay. I've never seen either or read the books or read Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, because I have no desire. I wonder why they never made the Great Glass Elevator into a movie. I guess that one wasn't as popular.
Maybe the book wasn't as popular. I hardly knew anyone who read the book. It was more like I knew a lot more people who read The Chocolate Factory. Maybe they just didn't really go anywhere with it.
Anything else?
What have you been watching?
Well, I just watched Censor, which has been getting a lot of praise, and at the time of this recording has an 89% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very good. It reminded me a tad bit of 8mm, but only slightly. Only slightly. But I thought it was interesting to write a fictionalized account of a censor at the BBFC during the time of the Video Nasties.
Yeah, so that's what. Yeah, it was that British horror movie.
Yes. And well, from what I hear, there's a lot of posters and other paraphernalia from horror and slasher movies of that time that's visible. So I think a lot of fans of the genre should check it out. Because it's kind of a time capsule in a way, and shows you what it was like during that time, the way films are so heavily censored in Britain. And it also has what I think is a very interesting story. Although the woman who was censoring the movies you see them and they are made in Britain. And I don't think any of the video nasties were made in Britain. They were all American slashers and Italian cannibal movies, primarily.
What do you remember? Was that during Thatcher that the video nasties were being targeted?
I think so.
Okay. No, I'm always fascinated by the politics of the time that influences the culture at the time.
Well, it was for 84. It was from 84 to 87.
Yeah.
And what I thought was a nice touch was the censor thinks that she sees her sister who has been missing for several years and her parents who have recently declared her dead. She thinks she sees her in one of the movies that she's editing for certification. And she, the director's other movies aren't available in Britain because they're so violent. He's a fictitious director. So I thought it was interesting because she wants to find out more about him and maybe see if her sister is in any of his other movies. So she goes to a video store and she portrays herself as a fan and says, I love all of his movies and such was my favorite. And I love the scene with this and that. Do you have anything under the counter? Which was what people really did in those days. People would sell some of the video nasties illegally under the counter, and they would get raided a lot of the time. So there was a scene that was a nod to that, which I thought was really cool. But I liked it a lot, so I recommend it.
I feel like that storyline could be modernized because I feel like I saw an article, this was a while ago, where people working at, let's say, Twitter and YouTube were under such emotional stress because they would have to check the videos that come through, and some of them were quite distressing.
Ooh.
And it was the article was sort of about how there is no like HR helping them to sort of manage their stress that they were going through because of having to witness certain things, but. No, it's still something that happens to this day. In a different
Only on a much larger scale.
Yeah. And unlike the video nasties, a lot of it would be true things happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also watched My Salinger Year.
Oh, okay. I heard of that one.
Okay. Well, I wanted to see it because, when people ask me what my favorite book is, I don't say Catcher in the Rye anymore because it's pretentious and everybody says that. But The Catcher in the Rye is one of my favorite books. So I thought, and J.D. Salinger was always a very elusive figure. So I thought there would be some insight into his life or maybe some possible interaction with him. And there is, but it's very brief. His daughter wrote a book about him called Dreamcatcher, which I haven't read because I can't find it in an audiobook, but I used to have the hardcover and it's a huge volume. Mm-hmm. But anyway, it's about a girl. It's a true story that was based on a girl's, her name's Joanna Rakoff. It was based on her memoir. And she was going to Berkeley, and I think she was from New York originally. I don't remember. Or she went to New York just to visit a friend. And she really wants to be a writer. And so she starts looking for jobs there. And she ends up getting a job at a literary agency. And her boss is Sigourney Weaver, who Sigourney Weaver never does a bad job. But it kind of started out as like a fish out of water story, and I thought it was going to be a little Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like as you're describing it for some reason.
Well, her character, Sigourney Weaver's character, is a bit abrasive, but she's not as irredeemable as
Yeah,
Meryl Streep's
Meryl.
character. Um, but so, um, I would say I found it to be middle of the road because I kept thinking, or it kept leading to you to make you believe that it was going to go all these different places that it didn't.
Yeah,
Like, for example, the way it started, I thought it was going to be like The Devil Wears Prada, where Sigourney Weaver was going to be terrible to her, and that didn't happen. And then there were the agency represented J.D. Salinger, and because he was such a private person, he did not want them to forward him any fan mail, and they had a stack of form letters for she's a Sigourney Weaver's character's assistant for
yeah,
Joanna to type out. And they're for fans, for people who want interviews, people who want film, journalists. They have all specific ones because they got so much stuff on him, but they have to make sure that to read it all because of what happened with Mark David Chapman.
yeah, yeah,
Um, So, and then there's the scene with one character, and it shows him at home. He's a teenage boy, and he's very excitedly running home, and he runs into the house. He sits down at his typewriter, and he starts immediately typing out a letter to J.D. Salinger, saying how much the book meant to him, and how he identified with Holden Caulfield. And so you see a few of those letters, which she reads, and you think, oh, she's going to have some kind of relationship with him. No.
Mhm.
And then J.D. Salinger calls, and she speaks to him, and you think, oh, maybe they're going to have a rapport where they talk back and forth. No.
Yeah.
It's like all of
a lot of cul-de-sac storylines.
Yes, several. And it really doesn't go anywhere. And you think because she wants to be a writer that this is going to inspire her to write the great American novel. No. It makes you believe it's going to go in all these different directions, and the way it ended was very, very underwhelming. I thought it was going to be more interesting.
It was a graffitied fuck you.
And I didn't even really know anybody who was in it. I never heard of anybody except for Sigourney Weaver, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was the only one. Even though her performance was very good, but it was kind of like what was her character's name in Working Girl?
Oh, okay.
Catherine Parker. It was like Catherine Parker light,
Yeah,
because she was irredeemable.
yeah.
Um,
I was going to say, is it like driving a Mercedes to the local shops? You've got a great car and you're doing nothing with it.
yes. Well, she had some decent scenes, but
Okay.
the movie as a whole wasn't very good. So I would not recommend that one, but I would recommend Censor.
Yeah, okay. I want to give that one a go. I've been wanting to see it for quite a while, but it takes a while for things to come to Australia, so eventually.
Eventually, yes. Well, I hope you're able to find it. But for now, we're going to watch Bloody Birthday.
Bloody Birthday. This is such an Aussie title. Happy bloody birthday to you.
All right, settle. Happy Birthday was one of the alternate titles, which is ridiculous. And it was also called Angst,
Oh.
which I don't care for at all. I don't know if that was And I don't know if that was an alternate title or if that was a regional title, but
Yeah.
there was a campaign with the Angst title that's totally different from the birthday cake poster art. It kind of looks, well, the little girl is like, her image is really big in the background and her hair is flowing and she kind of looks like Drew Barrymore on Firestarter.
Okay.
And
Oh, okay. Yep.
then there's the three kids at the bottom.
Yeah.
But no, I don't like that cover.
No.
The birthday cake cover is iconic and is one of the best promotional campaigns for a horror movie of the 80s, I think. So we're going to watch Bloody Birthday, and I don't think you should have any trouble finding it. If you want to watch along, what were you going to say?
No, nothing.
All right. Are we ready on your end?
I am, yes.
All right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oops, I forgot to say play. I hope you pushed play.
I did.
You know why? You know why?
Yes.
You know why I forgot to say play? Because I was working out a little joke in my head right at that moment.
Okay. What was
I was
joke?
gonna say something like "Get ready to get the Kotex because it's about to get bloody" or something stupid.
Oh
like
my
that.
God.
I got distracted by my own stupid humor. So this is Bloody Birthday, and this is a movie I've seen many a time. I first saw it when I was very young, and I've seen it a number of times since.
Yes. I was thinking they could have done a promotion with like Betty Crocker, where
No,
each movie
no,
you could get like
no, 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 no. No, that's not good.
What about a promotion with Betty Ford?
Settle. We're about to see Jose Ferrer, who's in this movie for about 10 seconds. I don't understand what that was.
As the Doctor. Yeah.
Yeah. But he was like, one of the names that they used to promote the
to
movie.
draw people in, yeah.
And this is his only scene. So I was listening to the director's commentary that's on the Arrow Blu-ray, and director and co-writer Ed Hunt said that he did not... Oh, fuck.
I bet he had a good nickname in high school.
He did not get along with one of the executive producers, Max Rosenberg, I think it was. And Max was constantly on his back during the production of the movie, and then when the movie went into post, according to Ed, Max tried to convince everyone that Ed had made this terrible, terrible movie and he didn't know what he was doing and it was going to go nowhere and just all these awful, hateful things. And everything he did, Max undermined him. So this left Ed with a bitter taste in his mouth, and he never saw the movie. He never saw it on the big screen, and he didn't see it until the Arrow put the Blu-ray out in 2016. So that would have been 25 years.
Yeah.
And he never. He said that he was quite happy with it.
Yeah. Although I will say this sequence was quite dark.
Yes. Oh, you mean visually?
Yes. Yeah. The makeout scene.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like dark as in macabre, because it is. It's a bit ghoulish. You would like
if you're going to go make out in a hole.
Well, don't they start out outside of the grave, and then they go into the grave and like, what the hell are you gonna do? Like,
Yes.
you're really gonna have sex in a place where somebody's gonna be buried the next day?
Well,
That's
they were buried
awful.
That night. God, this guy's an idiot, though.
Well, this is
It
what
was
we would
reminding
call...
me of Jesse Bradford in Cherry Falls.
Yeah, I could see that. But this is what we would call predatory behavior these days.
But a heavy petting.
Well,
leading to seat wetting.
Mm-hmm.
See, I feel embarrassed to wonder this, but being a gay man, I don't know what do women like when it comes to sexual caressing and everything.
Clitoral stimulation.
And that's all. Like, just go straight for the vag.
Women like kissing. Women like
It's like nipple play. Or is
some
that more of a male? Okay.
Some do. I know the neck is like universal.
Yeah.
For women. They have their necks kissed.
Where they dab
caressed.
their perfume.
Mm-hmm.
Especially around the wrists.
In the nape. Oh, speaking of which, for like several years, my preferred cologne was Candies for Men. I wore it from when I was a teenager. Well, I wore CK1 for a while and then CKB. And then Candies became like my signature fragrance, and I wore it.
I've never heard of Candies. Is that like Impulse?
No, you don't know what. Well, Candies makes sneakers primarily. That's what they're known
okay.
for. But I used to wear Candies for years, and I never got so many compliments on anything. Every time I used to wear it, everybody would tell me how good I smelled. Yet I never got any ass. But I couldn't find it for a while, and I saw that people were selling it on eBay for like over $100. And for some reason, I just decided to check Amazon earlier tonight, and they have a 3-ounce bottle for $22.
Oh, nice. I'll have to look it up.
And I would buy it if I had a place to go. What the fuck am I going to do? Put it on the wall around the house?
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, I remember when it first came out, they used to have candles. Because they had candies for men and candies for women. And they used to have it was like a lamp. It was like a little scented candle that came in a stand with a shade. And you could get one that had the women's scent or the male scent.
Yeah.
I didn't have one of those.
I think male candles are a niche market that could be explored.
You don't remember the campaign that Jenny McCarthy did for Candies when she was sitting on the toilet?
No. I don't know if maybe we didn't have it here.
Oh, that was like a big deal here.
Yeah.
It was not even really controversial, but, you know.
So when you're saying Candies, are you saying it's like that Mandy Moore song, Candy?
It's plural.
Okay. Yeah, okay. No, so I'll look it up.
Feeding the dog. Well, then why didn't you come through the door?
I love how they have to set up here that the parents are gone. And
the dad sounds like a weirdo on the phone.
Well, they clearly distorted his voice, and it sounds like a ransom call.
It does, yes.
But yeah, it can't be a slasher movie unless they find some way to get rid of the parents. And in this case, the father is under some kind of stress, so they're on vacation in like the fucking mountains or something. And that's Lori Lethin. Is she gone already?
The one from Return to Horror High.
Yes.
And there's Miss Kasha Davis.
Viola Davis.
Did this boy go into anything?
Yes, that's Billy Jacoby, who was on the episode of The Golden Girls when Sophia smacked him.
Oh, okay. Was he in just one of the guys?
Yes! He was the brother.
Ah, okay.
And get this, are you ready?
I'm ready.
His half-brother, who was in Return to Horror High, was also on The Golden Girls. I believe he was Dorothy's son, the guy with the thick curly hair and the mustache. He was like the musician. He was a bit of a loser.
Yeah. Does he sleep with Betty White's daughter?
I don't remember that. I think so.
Because Dorothy's son was played by two different people. But now thank you for saying who he was. It was bugging me.
Well, yeah, he used to go by Jacoby for years, but his last name is Jane, Jayne, and he and his brother Bobby were both actors. His brother Bobby is in Night of the Demons too, and I don't think he's as recognizable. But at about like the late 90s, they started going by their real names. And they went by William Jane and Robert Jane, not Billy and Bobby.
Yeah, that sounds so 60s sitcom.
I remember one of them I see on commercials a lot for like a department store. Might have been like Circuit City or something.
Halston.
Mm-hmm. And there's Susan Strasberg, R.I.P.
Yes.
Of the kids, though, I think Billy Jane is the strongest because he really looks like a fucking sociopath.
Yeah, he looks. If you were to see him as a man dressed how he is as a child, you'd think he's a killer. You wouldn't get into his car if you were hitchhiking.
I think one of the creepiest moments is when he kills the couple in the van, and he's just got that smirk on his face when he's shooting them.
Yeah. It was
very
almost like a miniature Son of Sam.
Yeah, it was very. I think he conveyed that sinister look very well. Yeah, and he wasn't there at that time. That was shot on two different.
Oh, okay.
Shot at two different times. I had to admit, I mentioned that because recently I did Hell High with James, and there's a scene with a little girl in the beginning of the movie, and she almost sees a sexual assault, and there's a bit of nudity, and then the couple, she does something, and the couple ends up getting into an accident, and they get impaled, and the whole time that the little girl was on the set, and she saw everything, she saw the nudity, saw the death, and her mother was on set, and she didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything. Ed Hunt did everything that you're supposed to do with situations in movies like these. Yes, they're not on the set the day that the bad things happen, and they're just intercut with other stuff.
The children were saying they had a really good time on set. It wasn't. They would often be laughing around and they had fun.
There's Julie Brown.
Yes,
I used to love her. Thought she was so funny.
I've been wanting to rewatch Earth Girls Are Easy.
Oh, that's not good. I don't think you should do that.
Oh, I like Earth Girls. Sorry, years ago.
I used to like it when I was about 9.
Yeah.
And then I remember it was in the $5 bin at Walmart and bought it, and I was like, ooh, this is bad.
And she was in Clueless.
Yes, Miss Stover.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how she feels about this movie.
I'm sure she's fine with.
Well, she looks
seems
good.
like someone who's happy to get naked. Yeah.
She looks good, so she doesn't have
I was
anything to be
listening.
ashamed of.
She gave an interview about Earth Girls Are Easy the other day. That's why I was sort of interested to watch it again.
Where?
On the Midnight Mass podcast.
Oh. Didn't she talk about this?
No, not this. No. Just how she actually didn't really like the process of making the movie of Earth Girls Are Easy, and she had originally cast herself in the lead, and the role she ended up taking, I think she wrote as a gay man.
Oh. She wrote it? I don't think I knew that. Huh. One thing that I always remember is, like, there's a musical number with Gina Davis, and she's like, because she goes blonde to impress her husband, and he's not, and it's a wig. It's clearly a bad wig, and like because he is not, impressed. She thinks she's so cool with her 35 cents. Yeah. And like she has a mini meltdown while she's singing, and I just remember when she goes through the records and starts throwing them, you see the Who's That Girl soundtrack.
Oh, okay. Something that this is just a personal annoyance. I hated that her closet didn't have a door.
Debbie.
Yeah.
I didn't care.
Beverly's closet didn't have a door.
Yeah, I thought it did.
I don't think so, because later when they shoot the arrow, no one thinks to shut a door, and it doesn't look like there's a door.
Well, first I gotta say this. I always thought it was a bit skanky that she decides to go out with no bra and no underwear. I smell yeast. And I see
denim.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no. After she finds out that there's a hole, she doesn't do anything about it. She doesn't cover it up. She doesn't do anything.
No.
And when during the comment, yeah, because it was going to be a glory hole, yeah. And the commentary. You keep doing that to me. You keep throwing me off, and somewhere Jed's laughing his ass off. But yeah, they say in the commentary this moment with them walking down the street is very Halloween, and over like the past 5 years or so, in every single fucking horror movie I've ever seen, whenever there are teenage girls walking on a sidewalk, it's like, oh, they were inspired by Halloween. Did Halloween invent walking down a sidewalk? I don't understand. I'm sure there were movies before Halloween that showed teenage girls walking down a suburban street.
Yeah.
But I think that the connections were drawn because Beverly's father was a sheriff, and as was Annie's father.
I've forgotten that.
You forgot about Sheriff Brackett?
Yes. And Nancy's father.
Yes, this is true. And the police are totally useless in all of the above.
Yes. But I think that was the point, is about kids having to fend for themselves.
I wonder what the little boy is. I mean, okay, he could step over it, sure. But how does he not see it?
Yeah. But I guess, I wonder if he was supposed to not slip on it, because they hit him with the bat anyway.
No, the bat was a backup.
Oh, okay.
No, but I was going to say...
Because who doesn't look down when they're going down steps?
I know, exactly. This is pretty violent.
That's how I used to play t-ball.
Ah, I thought he hit him more than twice.
Maybe 3, 4.
Steven, the blonde-haired kid, is I think the weakest of the three. And I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's probably why they don't really give him a lot to do. He doesn't have a lot of dialogue.
No. Whereas the girl reminds me of that one that got killed. John Bonet.
Everybody says a blonde little girl. Whenever there's a blonde little girl, it's always, oh, she's so Jean Bonnet. No. She doesn't look anything like Jean Bonnet.
Maybe I wish she did.
All right. Turn the page. I do remember, well, I didn't watch it. It's probably on the Arrow Blu-ray, but there is an interview with Lori Lethin, and she does talk about how she ran into Elizabeth Hoy, who played Debbie, in a restaurant, like, I don't know, like 20 years after the movie. And she said she looked exactly the same, only she was just, a woman. She had the same face. And they spoke, and I don't think they had a lengthy catch-up. I think they just said hello.
Yeah.
But that...
Hopefully it was a good, it wasn't like...
waiting
for the conversation to end type of thing.
Yeah, no, she said she had she liked everybody. And she said that all the little boys had a big crush on her.
Oh, wait, on Lori?
On Elizabeth Hoy.
Elizabeth. Ah, yeah.
Lori Lethin at the time... Well, the interview that was recorded was done for the Severin DVD, which I think came out in 2008? Something like that.
Yeah.
But at the time of that one, she was saying that she had gone back to school and she was studying to be a social worker.
Okay.
She stopped acting like 99.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I do like Return to Horror High, even though it's abysmal and makes no fucking sense.
She was in, although I don't remember her in it, she was in a movie called Broke Down Palace. That was 99.
Yeah, I saw that. She was Kate Beckinsale's mother.
Oh, really?
But it's sad.
And she,
But
I think her character was called Laurie as well.
That probably, when they do that, that means the character is a nothing character.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was also in The Prey, which I did see, and it's not very good.
Oh, was that a David Cronenberg movie?
No. It was a let's go camping in the woods, and ooh, there's a crazy person with an axe. But fucking, one thing that always bothered me. All right, I'm going to say this. First of all, the old VHS box for The Prey had an image of a hatchet that was like driven into a tree or into a wall or something.
Yeah.
And there was a quote, and I'm pretty sure it's not in the movie, that just says, "It's not human, it's got an axe." And that's not an axe, that's a hatchet.
Yeah.
But the correlation is the movie Hatchet has a big fucking axe on the cover. What is that? How come nobody knows the difference between an axe and a hatchet?
Well, a hatchet's smaller, isn't it?
Yes.
Something that that's about this movie, just going back to the one that we're watching, is how quickly they managed to set up a funeral with a lot of the deaths.
I know. It's almost comedic.
And it's like, yeah, because it happens like 3 times, I think. And, because funerals are expensive. And getting the priest out and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, it is a little comedic. It's kind of like a Family Guy cutaway.
Yes, yeah. Like it'd be funny if they did it straight after the death. There's like Now at the funeral.
Mm.
I thought this child was a good actor, and
Yeah,
his
he-
character. I liked his character. He was
Yeah,
a
he does.
fighter.
He does well. Here we have the ransom
that
call.
weird- yeah. Leave $300,000 in unmarked bills.
Playing right now.
But the I don't know what the hell kind of refrigerator that was. That looked like
I think it's
I don't even know.
that's true.
Yeah, or that. I was gonna say because it doesn't even look like one. It looks like a cabinet.
Yeah,
But I
Do it, Daddy.
I think they still make it mandatory for you to take the door off if you're going to throw away a refrigerator.
okay.
But I don't know. I think I have my suspicion. I've never been inside a refrigerator, but I have my suspicions that if you pushed a modern refrigerator door, you can open it.
The ones that
from the
seal.
inside.
Yeah.
From the inside, yeah. I think that whole thing was because of the Frigidaires with those levers that
Yeah,
used to
yes.
lock and put. Those you couldn't open from the
Well, and
inside.
I feel that with the modern fridge is that once they're unplugged and lose their cool, then I think that the sealing, the suction stops working anyway.
Well, make it a little moist in there.
You and that. Word.
And so it might make it even easier to open. Yeah, that way. You know, they have this modern refrigerator. It's probably really expensive, but it's got a glass door that's tinted, and you knock twice on the glass, and you can see inside.
Yes.
So you don't have to stand there and open the door.
I think LG does them as well.
I'm very impressed with appliances.
See, it's a good fighter. But then what I hate is that he goes and plays with them again. It's like no one.
Well, if it were me, I would have went home and called the police.
Yeah.
Because he could have died.
Yeah. And then, when his sister's saying that he's lying, he doesn't really make too much of an effort to convince her that, no, I'm not.
No, he doesn't. But I remember when I was, or this happened when I was like 10, and I was at the video store that I used to go to all the time with my friend Jason, and we used to know the girls who worked there too, and we used to go in there and we used to they had pinball machines, and sometimes we would be a little rambunctious or whatever. But we were in there one day, and there was this kid who was like maybe 16 or 17, and he was like trying to get us to leave. I don't remember exactly, but we didn't we weren't nasty. We didn't curse at him or anything like that because we weren't that kind of kid. But I remember he picked me up by the collar and threw me out the door.
Oh.
And the zipper on my coat, because this is wintertime, the zipper on my coat cut my neck.
Yeah.
And I was obviously not in a very good place. I was hurting and I was embarrassed, and
Yeah.
I ran
You'd
home.
been assaulted. Yeah.
I had been assaulted, yes. And I wasn't expecting anybody to be there when I got home, but my neighbor was there. And I think that I was going to... Well, let me just say this first. My parents were never the type to make a big deal out of something. If I would have come home and said, I got bullied in school, they would be like, you're fine. Okay. So I really didn't think anything was going to happen. But I was starting to cry, and I didn't want to cry in front of my neighbor. So I went and I just put my shoulder against the doorway in the facing the backyard, and my mom was like, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" And then I turned around and I started crying, and she saw the cut on my neck, and she was like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And she called the police, and the police came, and one cop chewed this kid out.
Yeah.
But one thing I will never forget, and I think this was what I think was the most upsetting thing out of the whole ordeal. The cop went up to the counter where it was one of the girls and one of the co-owner was working that day, and he asked them what happened, and before he could even get the whole thing out, they both went, "We didn't see anything," at the same time.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have anything better to do during those days or any other places to go, I probably never would have went back, because
they saw everything.
They saw everything. Yeah, they just didn't want to get involved.
Yeah.
So there's that story.
Well, I remember this isn't nearly as traumatic at all, but I remember in high school, we had gotten our own email addresses, and from the get-go, my password never worked. But because I didn't really use the computer that often, I sort of let it go, and I just used the public internet at school. And then one day I had to get it working because of the class I was going into, and I went up to the front office to say, "Oh, my password isn't working." And what it was is, if you had gotten your password to work and you stopped working, and you'd forgotten it, you actually had to pay $5 to reopen it.
Okay.
And she said, "Oh no, you have opened it, and that's $5." and that like shit me right, because I hadn't, and to be told that I'm lying about something, that gave me insomnia for the whole weekend, because I just churned and got so angry at this bitch. I drove a Suzuki Vitara, but it was more the fact that it wasn't getting beat. It was the fact of not getting believed that was annoying.
Well, I think we all have those moments as kids. But I want to say about this scene, there was a squib that was shot on her back. So you did see her get shot, and it was bloody, but they had to cut it.
Yeah.
Also, when Beverly gets the arrow in her eye, there was at one point like a jet of blood that sprayed out of her socket, and they had to cut that.
Yeah. Well,
now, isn't this
not that I need movies to be violent, but I'm glad that it's gotten to a point where audience members and censors realize that what you're watching is fake, and so having a bit of gore doesn't really matter too much.
Isn't this the moment where she's got like this black skirt and like the pressed white shirt on, like she's going to church?
No, she's got a pink blouse and white pants.
Oh. Well, there's another scene where she's got a skirt and a white blouse on, and she looks like she's dressed up, but it's not for. I thought we were at the moment when they're in the treehouse.
No.
Did we pass that?
Who is dressed up?
Debbie.
Oh no, sorry. Debbie is wearing a black shirt, black skirt, and like a white. Sorry, I think
she looks dressed up, right?
Yeah.
Like, why is she all dressed up?
That's cool. Yeah.
Poor Susan Strasberg. She just let her fall. Didn't even try to catch her.
I know. Instinctively, you'd think to catch someone. The one thing that I liked about this movie, not to go all deep into it, is the villains know how to work as a team, whereas all of the victims and the innocent people are all sort of individuals. They don't think to work together. You know, like the brother goes to attack them with a brick, and like he doesn't think to have his sister nearby to help. Or
Well, she's not going to do anything.
no, well, at one stage she sort of knows that something's going on,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and they don't even think to sort of accumulate their knowledge.
Well, the Curtis's grandfather works for the police as well.
Yeah.
Hi, Timmy. What are you doing?
She's got that damn shirt. It's disgusting. It reminds me of Jerry Seinfeld's puffy shirt,
3:00.
Oh.
Okay.
but like a bib that's all puffy.
Mm-hmm.
You have a birthday party tomorrow?
I had to build this whole thing. They say it's a tree house, but it's really, is there even a tree?
No, it looks like it's like an elevated gazebo.
It's just a platform.
Yeah.
It's more like a patio than anything else.
Mm.
And it's not even, well, the whole point of a tree house is so that you could have some privacy
Is
and
the
for it to
tree.
be enclosed. And the tree, there's that.
Did you ever have a tree house?
No. We don't have trees.
I think I tried. I tried to do something in my backyard, but the trees we had weren't very. They were fruit trees, so they weren't very big or
Hey, whose book is that?
branchy.
Mine.
Or branchy.
What's it about?
Well,
It's a secret.
you need to have like branches that are wide out to sort of give you a flat base. Whereas
You
the
need to
branches
have
of the trees
some-
would stick up. So
you need to have someone who is familiar with carpentry to make a
Yeah.
tree house.
I made a tree house for my cats, but they didn't like it. So.
Oh.
And
I remember in the,
for some reason, this is a memory that lasts. I tried giving them condensed milk to drink. Like I sort of put the mum's nose in it, and she kept licking it, and I thought, oh, you must like it, but she was just trying to get it off her face.
oh. No, why would you do that?
Because I thought she might like it and just need some pushing, persuasion.
My friend John, his cat doesn't like anybody except for John and his wife. And whenever they have like maintenance people come over, she gets all territorial. And I didn't know, but like when cats are like in attack mode, their tails get all puffed out.
Yes, yeah.
But so yeah, he just emailed me a few days ago because they had a leak in their kitchen sink that was going into the apartment below them, and he and his wife didn't know because they didn't use that cupboard that was under there.
Yeah.
And so the maintenance guy had to come and fix it, and the cat was following him around the whole time with her tail all puffed out, like watching everything he did.
Getting ready to pounce.
Mm-hmm. Her name's Crisis.
Oh God.
Isn't it adorable?
I remember my uncle was mean to my cousin's cat, and then the cat ended up shitting in his shoes.
Well, that's what you get.
Yeah, well,
You never seem like a cat person to me.
I love my cats. Andy and Jesse.
What is that a reference to? Oh, this was her.
Nothing. My sister named
was-
the cats.
She did all of her own stunts for this.
Ah, yes, because she liked running around. Oh no, that was on Friday the 13th. Sorry.
Well, no, I think she said something similar, Lori. But also, they, for that moment right there, when the car goes over the cliff, the stunt driver got into an argument with the director because he wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And the director was like, "No, I don't think it's safe." And they had it back and forth, and the director was not moving. He's, "No, you're not doing it. We're just going to rig the car so it can go over, but I don't want you in the car."
Yeah.
And it was like somebody on the crew went up to the car after it had landed and opened the door and looked in, and like the entire
Like the driver's seat.
it was like the wheel with that area of the dashboard. I don't remember exactly what the terminology is because I don't drive. Steering column or something. It had shattered when it went over, and it was like the person was like, if you had that guy in the car, that would have been his neck or his spine. So yeah, you were on the nose. I don't like this part here with all of the fucking things because you hear we have a call from your wife, we have a suspect. What does that mean?
And all of these call-ins about we have an expletive deleted suspect or something.
I remember one movie. I don't remember what it was, but it was something similar where you hear the dispatch saying that an old lady called and said there was somebody prowling in her backyard.
Yeah.
And they never come back to it again.
Oh, okay.
It had nothing to do with anything. It was just something that you heard on the dispatch, and I was like, "What?"
Like the mother's cancer in the room.
Yes, you keep referencing.
Don't mind me. I just have cancer.
Oh my god, listen to that sad music as she waves.
It's like, boo-hoo, he wants to shoot them.
I've seen this many times, but we're skipping ahead here to the birthday party.
But that girl never shows up again, does she? The one who was playing baseball with him.
I don't even remember, but I'm going to say no.
Deceptiveness and deviousness are totally foreign. You indulge in rash behavior.
She's reading one of those like astrology almanac things, like Nev Campbell and The Craft.
Although I was thinking more of God, I forget her name now. Allison's birthday.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Pam in the original Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that was that as well.
I guess they were big in the 70s and 80s.
Yes. They weren't sure what was going to happen.
No, so they had to have a book to tell you what to expect every day. But now, who's this? You know who this is right here?
No, the guy.
Yeah.
David Hasselhoff?
Close, Michael Dudikoff.
Who's Michael Dudikoff?
I don't know, he was in the Terminator or something.
Okay.
They should have made him say now.
Oh, God.
Here? Now?
She's so real. Mouthy kisser.
Her father just died, and all she wants to do is
get
plowed.
The fear of death makes you horny.
Like the dirty bitch she is. It's like, come on, Orville Redenbacher, pop that pussy.
Plow me like a full field.
I guess a few people out there will get that Dane Cook reference.
Because there was an eclipse the day she was born, both the sun and the moon were blocking Saturn. There should be some...
Yeah, supposedly this whole thing was what inspired the story.
Yeah, and to do with the presidents or something.
The presidents, yeah, like every president who died, every president who was in office, if like every 20 years or something, died in office, something weird like that.
Yeah.
But it can't be true because a president hasn't died in office.
Yeah.
In a while here.
Although we were talking about the return of Saturn the other day, weren't we?
No, we were not.
Yes, we were.
No, we were not, dear.
Oh, who the hell was I talking about that too? And the return of Pluto for America.
I don't even know what you're saying about.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. America experienced its first return of Pluto, so in February.
Now, this,
I like that thing.
Debbie, Beverly and her boyfriend were a teenage couple in the early 80s. And you know the chances of him using a condom were pretty...
Lambskin to none.
Mm-hmm. So he was probably pulling out. And you know Debbie saw the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. They're playing Vatican roulette, were they? Now... why pull up on a suburban street? I feel like these kids don't live near... they don't live near here, do they? Because I've done a bit of making out in a car, but you don't like do it in front of houses.
Well, I guess if they were in a parking lot, it would look sus. He's got one of those big old fucking slick vans from prom night. Okay, did you hear any of that?
Hear what?
Or do you hear that now?
I can hear static, but I don't know if that's my headphones.
Oh no.
It's quite cute. But she's got like a Cindy Crawford mole.
I'm having
I could have done without the
difficulties,
music,
and I
by
don't
the
even
way.
know if Tony can hear me.
Oh, can I not hear you?
Oh, I think I hear him now. What is...
Can you hear
This
me?
is not good.
What was that?
Tony.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I hear you now.
Oh, I'm gonna... I think that my headphones are messing up. So I'm gonna have to watch the movie on quiet.
Oh, no.
That's alright.
What about me?
I can hear you.
Well, am I on... Is my voice coming out of the speakers?
Yes.
Then it's gonna fuck up the recording.
Alright, you give me a minute and I'll come back with another headphone.
Oh my god.
You just talk amongst yourself.
Oh no. This is gonna make for an amazing episode. I don't even know what to say now. And if he's not running, then I'm going to have to not do anything because I'm on the other side of the world. Okay, Tony just ruined the episode, so I want everybody to know that. And, yeah, so I'm just sitting here right now twiddling my thumbs while I'm awaiting his return.
You know your little sister, Debbie's been charging the
And apparently, Beverly now knows that her sister has a peephole. And this was inspired by Norman Bates, supposedly.
No, I don't believe it.
And this is the moment when Beverly finds out that there is indeed a peephole, and yet she does nothing to cover it up. Oh, I heard Mitchell.
She's not gonna keep.
Mm-hmm.
So what? They might believe her. Not if they think she's crazy. What are you gonna do?
Can you hear me now?
You better get the lead out, motherfucker.
Ah.
Yeah.
There we are.
You were using the AirPods, weren't you?
No, I was using my corded ones, and then suddenly it started going all staticky in the ear, and you couldn't hear me.
Uh-huh. So you ruined the episode. Are you proud of yourself?
And after such rapport at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. Everybody has technical problems.
The kids nearly came in.
I heard.
Nearly made their debut.
Yes, I heard Mitchell. He sounded very excited to be on the podcast because he's got
Am
some.
I on the air?
He's got some.
You coming?
My name is Mitchell, and I've got something to say.
He's got some opinions about the movie.
Yes. Not enough cake.
Not enough. I was going to say not enough dogs,
Yes.
but there is a sweet little golden retriever. I think he's a
Yes.
golden retriever.
Yeah, he gets patted right after Casey gets attacked at the junkyard.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody. Let's have some cake.
Yeah, my mother's having a nervous breakdown. Let's have some cake. Okay, now I've seen this
Just
movie
being hostess.
a million fucking times, and one thing that I never understood, and I was hoping would be explained during the commentary, but was not, is the moment when Lori comes out and she's screaming, "Don't eat the cake, don't eat the cake," and it cuts to the brother, and he like
Keels over.
looks like he's in. Yeah, like what is that? And then it's never referenced again.
No. Well, because as a patron at the party, I'd be looking at the brother going, oh my God, like, what's wrong with the cake?
Yes. But he shouldn't have even done that because there wasn't any poison in the cake anyway. So why was that there?
Well, but if
You
you're
think it was
suspicious of
psychosomatic?
someone, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I
God,
think it's bullshit.
I'm sure you would hate this scene because you don't like seeing people eat, do you?
I do not.
But I actually don't like this scene. It's like, oh, they're really getting mouths full of that cake into them.
I haven't had cake in a while.
What about cake by the ocean?
I don't get it.
Actually, I hate how he ruins the topping. That's what I get more annoyed about than anything.
Yeah, and these were like fucking sheet cakes from an actual
Yeah.
bakery. And I love how he like fucking empties the whole decorator onto the fucking cake and she just takes it out there. Like I would have tried to
I
fix
know.
it. I would have like, cleaned some of it off and be like, okay, your son is going a little crazy in there with the fucking icing. Could you put a leash on him? Thanks.
I'm gonna need another cake. Will you get me one?
I'm gonna get another cake. How many fucking cakes do you
I
have?
know, and you're not even coming through this one yet.
It's chocolate though, from what I remember, and that is
Chocolate cake.
That is my favorite. Mm-hmm. You like chocolate cake?
I do. Yeah.
If you said no, you would be inhuman. Who the fuck doesn't like chocolate cake?
No, there's no cake that I dislike, I don't think.
I don't like lemon or vanilla.
Yeah.
Or just that plain white cake. I don't like that.
Butter sponge or no?
Yeah, no. Don't like
Okay.
it. I like sugar.
I think butter's disappointing cake, but I don't mind.
I like this is really sinister too. He really like played this up like that he was innocent. I wasn't doing nothing. That high voice that he did. He even like, stuttered a little bit. I wasn't doing nothing. Evil little
doing the
fucker.
double negatives.
See, this is why I'm never having children.
Yeah.
Because they're evil.
See, this is like if you ever watch that movie Eden Lake, this is sort of a...
No, but guess what? It's coming from my Netflix next week.
Please don't make me watch that one.
Why?
That one
Were you
traumatized me. I didn't like it yet.
Well,
it was a good one, but I couldn't watch it again.
Well, I think we both have to face our fears. So I'll watch the Belko Experiment, and you watch Eden Lake.
Oh, no, I'll be fine if you don't watch Belko.
But it's Greg McLean.
Yeah.
Yes, and you have to represent your people. We tend to do a lot of Australian directors. We did.
Incidentally, yes. Did Jamie Blanks and...
We did like 3 Jamie Blanks. We did James Wright. The guy who did Swim Fan.
Oh, and who did... Sorry, was James Wright the Cherry Falls?
Cherry Falls, yeah.
Yeah. And of course, The Loved Ones and... Elf.
Yes, there's a lot of Australian representation on the Blind Rage podcast.
We've got our sense of horror.
Is Greg McLean cute?
I have a feeling he might be. I haven't seen a picture of him for a long time.
Okay.
What makes you think
I've ever seen... What makes me think he would be?
Yeah.
Because he's Australian.
Well, I think that doesn't necessarily mean like the guy who directed Shine isn't very cute. He's quite a weird looking guy. But...
Well, that would make sense because Shine was a terrible, terrible, god awful movie.
Oh, it wasn't too bad.
Oh, it was awful.
He did that Stephen King one, Hearts in Atlantis. I didn't really. Like
nobody saw that trash.
No.
I had to watch Shine in my drama class.
Oh, okay.
Did you open up the door?
One movie that I liked from an Australian that didn't get good love was Eye of the Beholder. If you saw that.
I did. I don't remember it though.
I thought it was a bit weird, but in saying that, I didn't mind it. It was creepy and weird and not terribly scary. It was a thriller. That wasn't very...
Yeah, it was like one of those Hand That Rocks the Cradle type thrillers.
Well, it was
there
one
like
of those,
a family or something?
A spy being obsessed. No, it had Ashley Judd and Ewan McGregor in it. And she's
I think I'm thinking of another one. When did that one come out?
I think it might have been 99.
I don't know.
Timmy.
Every time they say his name, I think of South Park.
He told me to watch out for you too.
Timmy.
Timmy.
Well, why don't you watch out for me from inside your room with the door shut?
Timmy. Cowboys.
Damon.
You know, who's the character who never comes back either is Joe Penny's character, who she's talking about the astrology with in the beginning, the older guy who was a teacher.
Oh, yes.
And he was trying to get them panties. But it's so clear that he was not listening to a word she fucking said. She was like pouring her heart out, like telling him, like, look what I found.
And he was undressing it with his eyes.
He was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, that's really interesting. Want to go get Coke and talk about it?
Yes. Ever have an old man lick your asshole?
Oh my god. He wasn't bad looking when he was in here. He was probably like 30.
Oh, okay.
He went on to do a lot of TV.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I remember one of the first DVDs I ever bought. It was probably like the third or fourth one. It was a terrible made-for-TV movie with him and Lonnie Anderson called Whisper Kill.
Was Lonnie Anderson the ex of Burt Reynolds?
Yeah. It was like a cheesy stalker movie.
Yeah.
Lonnie Anderson. You look like Lonnie Anderson. Wow.
Yeah, that's right. There was a stalker movie I remember that I want to watch again. It's about a woman who gets employed to dress up shop windows.
Oh my god, Lady Beware, that movie is so fucking bad. Are you kidding me?
I always remember when he fucks her dress.
That movie is so cheesy and bad. Poor fucking Diane Lane. She was terrible, too, in that movie. And there's a ridiculous scene where her stalker is dancing around his giant loft apartment in nothing but a towel. And it's really embarrassing.
I thought there was a scene where he was naked. Maybe that...
No, I'm pretty sure he's just got a towel on.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it's embarrassing.
And nothing happens at it. She just puts up his pictures and...
I don't want you playing with him ever again.
I don't remember.
Exposes
I
him as a stalker.
It was so bad.
Like her hairline.
Mm-hmm.
Although Elizabeth... Debbie she forever reminds me of someone who would guest appear in Little House on the Prairie. She just gives me that vibe the whole time.
Okay, no, they didn't have bleach on the prairie.
They used the horse whey.
For God's sake.
Give me that.
I love that. Give me that.
Mm.
See, now you made her mad, Julie.
Did
you ever watch Just Say Julie?
Her burn book. No, I didn't.
Her burn book?
I didn't.
There's a passage in there about how their dead father made out with a hot dog.
Really?
No.
I know what you're talking about.
Did you know that line? That line was was originally masturbated with a hot dog, but they had to cut it.
Yeah, because it was a PG movie.
It was PG-13.
In my sister's high school, there was a girl who was rumored to have masturbated with a Fanta bottle or something.
Oh. And I'm sure that was 100% true.
I was that sister.
Fanta's good. I haven't had it in forever. I like orange soda.
Mm. Do you have Sunkist in America?
Yes. We have a fucking our Florida oranges, baby cakes.
Because KFC serves Sunkist, and I sometimes get it from them.
I remember that was in the trailer. Creeps! That was another one of the alternate titles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this had a bunch of titles.
This is a very iconic style of murder. There's been a few of that type in horror movies.
Well, I just think it's kind of absurd that they just drag her body out with a blanket and then leave her on the front lawn and run away.
Yes. Yeah, she's more concerned about the mess on the floor than she is about the sister.
Yeah, she's trying to clean up blood with a single fucking tissue. Because that's going to work.
She should have used sodium water.
Or, fucking, nail polish remover.
Snap it. Don't take it out. Oh. I half expected him to lick it.
It's because you're a freak. I still can't believe you ruined the whole episode.
It was like a 1.5 minute inconvenience.
Watch when poor Mike is going to be mixing this. He's going to be like, now what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
Well, I'm still recording. You can still hear me talking, and you're like, hello, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Because there I was having a conversation with you.
That shower, it sounds, and from what I remember, is like on hyperspeed.
It's like Joan Crawford's.
Yeah. And I've never been in a shower where the shower head was like right next to my face. I don't know if it's because shower heads are really high here.
Yeah.
Or I'm really short. It could be both are very, very possible. One is more plausible though.
Although, why leave her in the blanket?
I don't
then
know.
it's sort of
That's what I said. I mean, isn't that like
an dumping the body? But then
that's like evidence. It's like she was dragged from the house.
Yeah, because they could have made it look like she got shot there.
Debbie? Debbie, what are you doing?
They're pretty stupid for children, really.
Yeah. Well, they're kids. Yes, they didn't plan the shit, and I mean, this is almost kind of like when the mother is having the nervous breakdown at the beginning of prom night.
Yes.
During the funeral, when the priest is talking and she just starts talking to the coffin. I never told you how much we wanted you. I love you. Just like full on
yeah.
method through.
Please don't leave me.
Or she could have fucking thrown the dirt in the chair like Christina Ricci at the beginning of The Opposite of Sex.
Oh, yes.
Oh, she threw her cigarette too.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, speaking of whom, it was funny. On the John Waters commentary, he said, for Pecker, he said that Christina Ricci and Edward Furlong smoked more than anybody he'd ever seen in his entire life. And this was somebody who was a 3-pack-a-day smoker.
Yeah.
Somebody who smoked in the shower, while swimming, while eating, would get up several nights to light up.
Yeah.
That's why he looks like the Crypt Keeper now, because he smoked for so many years.
He just looks like he's got a dirty Sanchez all the time.
You all right? Yeah.
Oh.
Hard to
Can a
believe.
golden retriever be... I don't know if it is.
Beverly's not gonna come
Is a golden retriever based on the colour?
Well, it could be a Labrador Retriever.
No, it's not a Labrador because it's too fur. It got the golden retriever fur, but I've always wondered because my sister thought that I had a golden. Like she kept telling people that I had a golden retriever, a chocolate, and people, oh, I don't think they come in different colors, but but we had Labradors.
But is there a difference between a Labrador and a Labrador Retriever?
No, I think that the retriever element is the type of dog they are, as in they retrieve.
Yes, they retrieve.
When you hunt.
Remember there used to be this comedian that I used to like in the 90s. She had this joke, which she was talking about. She's like, when I grew up, we had a golden retriever. It used to bring us jewelry. It's such a stupid joke, but it used to make me laugh.
I kind of liked how when they're playing together, they've almost got a fear of each other. Less, not 10, but
I don't know.
Playful,
I don't think Curtis does.
See, this is stupid. It's like, oh, you're gonna throw rocks and then nothing.
Well, who the fuck just throws a rock and then stands there? You're supposed to take off before it even connects.
Because I was I think because I was just in my mind expecting him to be running to his sister to then sort of show something that they. It came across as a "come chase me" type of thing.
Yeah, kind of. And then he gets choked with a fucking garden hose. Now, how are they explain that one? Somebody just choked him with a fucking hose and left him on the lawn? And you would think that the mother would be like, when Beverly was killed, doesn't Debbie have a bow and arrow? Yeah. I'm pretty sure I just got her one for Christmas. That's weird. But I think it's all so fucking blatant that the mother just doesn't want to accept it.
Yeah. And she knows at the end.
Yeah, she knows.
She's just an enabler.
Mm-hmm.
Have the sheriff come over and talk to you. Go ahead and call the sheriff. After what you did at the birthday party.
Such a little prick.
You clever shit.
My grandfather will have you arrested for
Where is Estelle Getty when you need her?
Yes, you need to slap these little shits.
Remember the applause she got when she slapped him?
Yes, I do.
Oh, he deserved it. He was a little fuck on that show, too. And, just one of the guys he was
episode
just
of
horny.
South Park I think about. Sorry.
You never saw the South Park what? No.
When all the kids go on ADHD medicine, they go on Ritalin, and the chef's like, no, all you have to do is slap them. No. I'm glad the dog was all right.
Yes, I wouldn't have been too happy if they hurt the doggy, who doesn't have a namey.
I feel like you shouldn't be looking at that as you're grinding the metal.
No, that's why. Yeah, you're supposed to wear goggles. And I think that was there so that you think, oh, it's going to come back into play, but it does not.
No. You never even see her gardening again.
No. She doesn't know how to garden.
No.
She doesn't even know how to feed the dog or walk him. Because all he does is sit there. He doesn't even go in the house.
Did you ever used to have a key for your computer?
A key?
The square ones with the little, not the circular ones with the little nook.
A key?
Yeah, you could lock your PC.
No.
You know, vending machines, how they've got that special round key that you use.
Yeah,
It's
it's have a
similar
bike
thing to
lock.
that. Yeah.
No, I never had. No, I didn't
had
have
one.
one of those fancy schmancy.
Oh God,
fucking
mine was a
computer.
Commodore.
A Commodore, Jesus. Did it sing to you?
What would it sing? Oh, the Commodores. No.
You just got that one. Yeah.
Well, we had our family's car here was the Commodore.
My first computer was a Compaq.
Oh, okay, yes. The first one
Compaq
that wasn't a
Presario.
hand-me-down was a Compaq, yeah.
Oh my god, I fucking hated that computer. I was always taking it in for repairs because there's always something wrong with it.
I ended up hating my cousin because of my computer, because one day he visited, because they lived in another city. And while I was at school, he deleted all of my internet files because I didn't have the internet. And then it fucked up the entire computer.
Well, that means he was looking at porn on your computer and he didn't
No,
want you to...
I reckon he was. I reckon he thought he was doing me a favor by getting rid of stuff I didn't need. But
No, I think he was
then
looking
just
at porn.
screwed everything. Yeah, but it wasn't connected to anything, so you couldn't look at porn.
I think he was looking at porn.
Oh my god. Maybe he was trying to get porn and got angry that I couldn't get it.
Maybe.
Although I actually wouldn't say, because he's a very asexual person.
Yeah, because he knows he can't get porn.
Oh my god.
Did your library have, like, one of those computer card catalogs?
Maybe.
It was just a computer that you could type in a book, and if it was in the library, it would tell you the Dewey Decimal fucking...
Oh yeah, we've still got them going, you know. The library catalogue, yeah.
Yeah. Instead of going through the cards, you know. Who the fuck does that anyway? But,
I don't think we have the cards anymore.
no, I just remember watching these kids, like, messing with it. And I knew that they were doing something. And this was like not a modern computer. This was like, you know, black screen, green text. This
Yes.
was like from like the 80s. It was like an Apple II, essentially. And the searches didn't disappear. If you typed in the name of a book or an author and then hit enter, the information would come up, but it wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
It would just, the cursor would start blinking for you to type in something else. And I knew that they were doing something, and I waited until they walked away, and then I went over to look at what they were searching, and they just typed in sex. It's like, what the fuck did you think was going to come up?
Well, videos. Green and black
Sex.
video sequences.
I just remember it's sex in big capital letters on that ancient Apple II.
I'm sure they were excited with each letter they typed.
They were like, oh my god, we're going to see some
S-
vagina. Oh.
E-X. Let's talk about...
Wouldn't that be funny if they spelled it S-E-C-K-S?
Oh my god. Or S-E-C-T-S.
Mm-hmm. Did you have one of those speaking spells?
That was stupid. I don't know. Was that what Ralph uses in The Simpsons?
I think it was like a red
C-A-T.
toy. Yeah, it's what Chucky uses in Bride of Chucky.
Maybe,
When it says
although I
woman, and he writes bitch.
Oh, mate, yes, I remember kids at school had it.
Yeah, well,
I didn't.
I had one, and I don't know. Maybe it was asking me to spell something else, but I'm almost 100% positive it was asking me to spell insect. and I knew how to spell fucking insect, and it kept saying that it was wrong.
Yeah.
And I remember asking my mother, I was like, "Ma, isn't this how you spell insect?" And she was like, "What? Incest?" That thing is asking you to spell
What's that computer
incest?
saying? Sick 'em, Ralph.
The goldfish bowl is the most ridiculous part of this whole thing. And then they hog tie him, Curtis, like fucking Amanda Plummer in Freeway.
The motherfuckers.
Bye, Ramona. I love you.
He was cute. He was from The Pretender, I reckon.
No, he was not.
Oh, he was.
Not,
He had like that.
not
Oh.
even on The Pretender.
He looked like a doofus with a huge dick.
I remember on the commentary for Freeway, when he would show up to set, looking like he did on The Pretender, and all the women would like gawk at him, and then he would go in and get like his hair bleached, or it wasn't like, bleached, but they would color it temporarily, and they would put all the fake tattoos on him. And then when he came out looking at that, nobody looked at him, and nobody knew it was the same person.
All the guys would be looking at him.
Maybe.
Mommy.
Mommy, Curtis and Steven did some terrible things. Curtis is gonna blame me too.
Sweetie, calm down. Know exactly what happened.
Well,
This is such the thing where the brats get believed by their parents.
Yes.
It's the whole world is wrong, and you're my innocent little misunderstood girl. And their whole fugitive from the law thing, just as if.
Yes, as if, indeed.
As if.
As if we'd end the movie like that.
Dressed in their Sunday best for court.
What are you laughing about?
He serves good face.
Who? Oh, Curtis?
Yes.
In the back of the car, that little prick. Well, being that his grandfather is like fucking the commissioner or whatever, he's probably gonna get a slap on the wrist. And that's how the world got Ted Bundy.
No talking to strangers.
Yeah.
I won't, Mommy.
Wasn't he a
From now
Mormon?
on, I'm gonna be your good little girl.
I have no idea. But he was fucking shovel-faced. I would have rather fucked Lou from Prom Night.
Then Ted Bundy. He
Then
gets,
Ted Bundy.
oh.
I never understood why everybody was like, "Oh my god, he was so handsome." No, he was not. He was
Zac
fucking
Efron played him.
average. He was average at best. Zac Efron played him, and that was, come on.
Slap in the face. That was like Margot Robbie playing Tonya Harding.
Tanya Harding was so trashy looking.
She's still out there, kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I told you, Lori Lethin saw her at the restaurant.
Mm.
And then Debbie put rat poison in her dessert. And then Lori Lethin died. That's what happened.
Yes. That you didn't see that part.
No. There's
That
a
was
thing.
an enjoyable romp.
There's a thing on the IMDb trivia that says there was supposed to be a sequel, but this one didn't do very well, and so the plans were scrapped. No, not true. Mm-mm.
No, I didn't think so. No, I thought it was saying it sort of left it open for a sequel, but it
That's
never
exactly
happened.
what they did. That's what the director said. The director said if you were directing a movie like this in those days, you had to leave the ending open for a sequel. It doesn't necessarily mean that there was going to be one.
Yeah. But in saying that, I found that this one, compared to other ones, I didn't mind the ending, that it could easily have just been something to leave the audience to think about at the end that should still have there, as opposed to thinking that there's going to be another movie. I never looked for the next one.
They're all still out there, technically.
Yeah.
You couldn't kill them.
No.
If only there was like a killer kid movie where like the parent went crazy and killed them. And then the parent went to jail and they were like, oh my God, because it looked bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when it's a killer kid movie, you can't. You have to figure out a way to end the movie without the kids getting their proper comeuppance.
Yeah.
I mean, all Rhoda Penmark does is get spanked. Oh no, that was the play.
Yes.
In the movie,
right.
she gets struck by lightning.
Yeah, she gets God punishes her. That's basically what that was like.
That was that's what it was supposed to represent. Do you like that scene?
Sorry, I've never actually seen it. It's one that I would like to see.
It's okay.
Oh, I think well, less as a movie to if it was made now, I might not watch it, but more of a movie to sort of respect where it came from.
Mm-hmm. 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 Do you
Sort
like
of
The
like
Omen?
when you watch. Yeah, I've seen The Omen.
Sort of like when you watch what?
Oh, say for instance, the original Halloween. Some people might not see it as being scary, but you need to appreciate that sort of created a popularity.
Well, people don't watch Halloween anymore. They watch The Babadook and Hereditary
Babadook.
and Midsummer, like that pretentious twat. And
I was actually looking up the
Scream.
Babadook. I feel like watching it again. I was just reading up about it.
What were you reading?
Just its metaphors and reviews.
Oh no!
What's happened there?
Oh, I thought the microphone was about to fall, but the phone was about to fall, so I just grabbed the microphone, and that's going to be another noise. That's going to make this episode quite enjoyable for everyone.
Well, it was an enjoyable one.
Was it though? Was it?
Yes.
Even though you
and you will still have to find somebody else to watch Eden Lake with you.
No, you're going to watch Eden Lake. You're going to watch
You're
it.
going
You're
to
going to
strap me down like Malcolm McDowell.
Yes, like
in,
Amanda Plummer. I'm going to strap you down and hog tie you.
I'll be like a Clockwork Orange.
Or opera.
Yes, where you another one where someone gets shot in the eye.
Mm-hmm. Or I could just strap you to a chair, tape your eyelids open, and make you watch 30-something.
Oh, yeah.
That was for Married with Children.
Oh, God. I'm not great with my Married with Children quotes.
What? That's like an American classic.
Yeah, but I'm Australian.
That's true.
I wouldn't
So,
start
yeah,
quoting Kingswood Country to you and expect you to get the jokes.
All right, Mr. Patriotic.
Money on the fridge wog. That's, see that? That's over your head.
Yeah, I could sing you some Kylie though, so that gets me somewhere.
Oh, she caught COVID recently
Oh no.
because she was supposed to do some charity concert thing. Not concert, but like the British were doing some, I think, a charity for kids where it's recorded on telly, and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully she's all right with it. It does affect your brain afterwards, so as a long
I
term
guess
thing.
it depends on how bad you get it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's put a big juicy bow on this one.
Do you have any final thoughts?
That's my thing. Don't steal my thing.
Okay. I guess my final thought is don't forget to watch Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
And
Behind the Candelabra.
And
what was the other one? I've got my pen in hand. What was the other one?
You know what it is.
Eden Lake.
James Franco, Christian Slater.
King Cobra. Okay, yes. I must watch King Cobra.
But you won't.
No, I'll put it down in my calendar. I'll force myself to.
All right, you do that.
Lovely again recording with you.
Yes, lovely to have you back. It was nice that Mitchell was almost giving his 2 cents. Because he had some words. He had some issues with the direction of this movie. And I think he did not like all the violence.
Yes.
Said,
And all those cuts when he was trapped in the fridge was just like way too many.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you to Tony for joining me again. And I want to say thank you to everybody for listening. And until next time, this is Brandon Ford wishing you all unpleasant dreams.